welcome back. In this video, I will be reviewing a very classic game from the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, very well liked Bioshock.
So tell me, friend, which one of the bitches sent you?
You probably read that in the title and saw it on the thumbnail, so it makes sense that I would be reviewing it, because that's what this is advertised as. So, Bioshock is kind of overrated, and I need to say that. I love its sequels. I'm gonna sit my physical copy of Bioshock 2 out, because that's the one I have physically. Because I actually like that one. But anyway, so Bioshock 1 is the game we're here to talk about. Bioshock 1 has flaws. The combat, not the best. It didn't feel super polished, neither did the game's actual world that it was in. The story, which I can barely even remember, is somewhere along the lines of some dude finds secret city hidden underwater, but it's not Atlantis, and it sucks. It's kind of a horror game, kind of not. The one thing that I'll give the first game is that the Big Daddy designs are really great. The game can genuinely feel terrifying at times, and I think part of that is my fear of deep water, whatever that's called. So very, very, very effective horror. The first Bioshock has a hefty amount of flaws. Its main protagonist, who I can't remember the name of right now, fine. But overall, the first Bioshock suffers from its age, having released in 2007, I believe. Rough year. Everything was either edgy or bad. I mean, you got one of Linkin Park's best albums, and you got that one Spider-Man movie that ends with a Nickelback song, but Bioshock 1 isn't that classic 2007 feel. It doesn't have the big, funny, like Spider-Man 3, or like Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park, or any of the other big things from 2007. Resident Evil Extinction, the first album by Emigrate, titled Emigrate, with the song Emigrate. 10 out of 10, great redundancy. 07 definitely wasn't the best year for gaming. I mean, you had good games, and Bioshock, the first one, is actually my least favorite of the trilogy. Call me insane, say Infinite's worse, I will hear you out on that. But Bioshock 1 actually really does not hold up very well. Like I said earlier, combat system just kind of characters, meh. The designs of them sometimes are pretty cool. The whole introduction to the main protagonist's abilities, kind of just big nothing, and just very kind of random. Enemy variation wasn't as great as it got in later games, and I'm going to be comparing it to later games, which is kind of unfair, but also reasonable. The fuck else am I going to compare it to? Something else that came out in 07? Yeah, sure, let's compare this to fucking COD Modern Warfare, because that's fair. Compare it to the start of the best trilogy in the COD franchise, that's not fair whatsoever. You've got to compare Bioshock 1 to Bioshock 2, because that's the closest you're going to get. It's not a bad game. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Call me evil. Actually, fuck it. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it a fucking 8 out of 10. There. Happy? Anyway, pretty good game. Not the best, so overall, could have been better.